Hello everyone, the South Witch here, coming to you with a video. I'm live in downtown Centerville. No, I can't go live. I don't have enough subscribers on my YouTube channel to go live, so I'm having to do the video. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Thank you for tuning in. This is going to be kind of a long video, so bear with me. I rode my Harley up for a nice little ride today. There's some bikes coming around the square, I see. Centerville, Tennessee has a Halloween parade. I mentioned that in my videos. It will be 10/25. This year it starts at 6 p.m. Been putting a float in it for many, many years now, me and my family and children. I mentioned that in videos. The square here in Centerville, Tennessee, my hometown, has a skeleton theme. All the stores and merchants provide their own skeleton and they dress it up. Theme it up, however you want to say it. They did this last year. I thought they might do a different theme this year, but they did not. I'm sorry, I apologize. I know the sun's really hard to see. Some old buildings down here. Yeah, you can see me in the mirror eye window. I'm Halloweened out. Rarely do I show myself in my videos. That's only because I'm not happy with my weight still. This is an old building, an old law office. This is sad, folks. In the 1970s, this town was thriving. There was 4 manufacturing plants running. All these buildings on towns had stores in them. You could shop, you could buy things. Unfortunately, now you go to out of town, Dixon, Columbia, Nashville, if you will. Not a lot of business and things on the square anymore. See, somebody's already got their Christmas stuff out. Oh, wow. That used to be a dairy dip. Oh, wow. Picture of Dolly. Apologize for the noise. This used to be a beauty shop in the 80s, and we had a icy shop, or Reese's 5 and 10 on the corner sold ices. My mom would give me money, and I could walk across the street to the icy shop and get an icy while she was getting her hair done. This is a vintage barber shop. These buildings have been everything over the years. In my lifetime, yes, I have been here my whole life. This is a cool skeleton. 2 skeletons, actually. The funeral home, the bank. Yes, again, this is my hometown. I've been here my entire life. My house sells. Yes, I'm leaving here. No jobs in this town. Everybody drives everywhere else to work. It's been that way my whole life. You get tired of the commute. I've had to commute to Dixon, Nashville, Franklin, everywhere my whole life other than here to work. You know, a lot of people moving into Tennessee and moving into this area. Again, I'm not sure why nothing really happens in this town. It hasn't in years, since the factories closed down. It was a thriving town in the 70s and 80s, and there was work, there was jobs. You could shop in the stores, buy things. We had like 4 grocery stores. Now it's kind of trickled down to nothing. Yeah, hopefully these people in the vehicles driving by don't have a problem with them being in my video, because it's kind of hard for me to do the video without the cars being in it. But yeah, if you're familiar with the towns in Tennessee and their little squares, we definitely have one. There's our Hickman County Times building. This is Motherwary Lewis, our electric company. Their skeleton, again, sorry, the sun, it's kind of hard to see it. They're not my favorite people, especially when it comes to paying my light bill like most folks, which is outrageous. Everything's outrageous these days. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story about the South Witch. It doesn't have anything to do with Halloween. I was not born here. My mom and dad met somehow. She was from Baltimore, Maryland. My dad was from here. I was actually conceived right above the old Tasco building over here in an apartment. There's still apartments and above all these buildings, by the way. Some of them are rented out, some of them are not. Some of them people own now. But they still live in them. Some people live there above the old baristas, I do believe. I see the lights at night when I come through, so I know people live in them. But there was an apartment back in the day. My mom and dad lived there. She got pregnant with me. Got into it with my dad, went back up north. I'm very proud of my Southern heritage, but I was born in Baltimore, Maryland. Left there by my mother, left in the hospital. My dad had custody of me. He came and got me and turned around and gave me away to my aunt and uncle. Not something I'm proud of, but I'm glad I didn't grow up in Baltimore, Maryland by all means, because I call myself the South Witch because I am very proud of my Southern heritage. I'm very glad that I was born and raised here. Well, not born here, but raised here in the South and in Tennessee. Love my state, love the South. No way I could live up north. Northern people are rude, and I couldn't handle the cold. The weather changes enough here for me, but in my lifetime I've gotten used to it. The parade route comes right down through here, by the way, to the right of me. Makes a big circle, comes back up the church. Here's the back side of the old courthouse. Someone actually jumped out the window of this courthouse one time to evade arrest. Of course, it didn't work. Thank God they didn't get hurt. Spotless touch, cleaning, okay. Kind of cool. Centerville, Tennessee is also the home of Minnie Pearl. If you're not familiar with Minnie Pearl, she was a comedian at the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee in the 70s. She has passed away now of breast cancer. Her name was Sarah Cannon, so if you ever heard of the Sarah Cannon Breast Cancer Foundation, she was the founder of it. They have a grinder switch hour here on Saturday mornings for 1 hour, live country music in downtown Centerville here. The building's right off the square here. I won't be videoing it. Oh wow, this is Cash Express. And here's our famous Minnie Pearl, a statue of her. Her claim to fame was her straw hat with the flowers on it and the price tag still on it. Looks like they got an Elvis skeleton sitting with her. How cool is that? Had her autograph back in the day. I think I still got it somewhere. So did my mother. She used to come to certain events around town dressed in her character. This old courthouse is not used anymore. We have a new courthouse. I don't think there's even any office buildings open in it anymore.
Look, his legs are hanging out the back of it, okay?
Register of Deeds. Some children looking at the skeletons. It's my old witchy ride. Nice day for a ride, so I decided to ride my old Harley up here onto the square to take my video, do my video. Not really a long ride, about 2 miles from my house, but it's better than no ride at all today. Looks like this one is for our fire department. Now there, that building right there, that was where South Witch was conceived. And I get asked a lot if you're born a witch or you become a witch. I became a witch, but during my practice and things I've learned, I was a witch in a previous life. Yes, witches and Wiccans believe in reincarnation. Been a lot of things that I couldn't explain, didn't know why I knew it, or just a lot of unexplained stuff. And then when I started my practice, I realized that, yeah, I was a witch in a previous life because it was too much that I already knew about it, too much that was familiar with me. If I had any other witches in history in my family, I don't really know about it or can't prove it, so to speak. I have my suspicions of a few people that might have been. But yes, Was a witch in a previous life. It's certainly taken me a minute to get around to all the videos. On the video, excuse me. It's taken me a minute to get to all the skeletons because there is so many of them around town. This is kind of strange to me. I have not walked these sidewalks in town on this square since my childhood. In the 70s, we could all hang out here on the back row on Friday and Saturday nights. We didn't have Walmart, didn't have movie theaters, didn't have anything to do, but we could all sit on the square, and we didn't really have a curfew back then, and we had about 2 police, I think, in the whole city, so as long as you wasn't bothering nothing and causing a disturbance, you know, they left you alone. Chances are if you did get in trouble, they'd call your parents to come get you. I mean, you didn't go to jail or anything. Strange how things change over the years. I really hope you can see this video. I know the sun is working against me. There's another skeleton. Looks like he's a lawyer. They've been doing some work on these buildings. My brother is actually working on some of these buildings. Has been for a few years. Some of them were falling down. And there's Minnie Pearl. You can't see Minnie Pearl for me. There we go. There's some corn stalks. Here's another skeleton. Skeletons. Really trying to not get people in my video here because some people could get offended by being in a video that they didn't know about. And it's not my fault if they're in my way of my video. Ha ha. This old witch don't care. Again, I've lived here my whole life. I'm just trying to get the skeletons. If you're in my video, hate it for you. This is a building. I'm not sure. Looks like they're trying to open it up, maybe put something in it. A lot of these old buildings, again, have been vacant for years. It's really sad because, again, when I was growing up, there was something in every single store. You could shop, you could spend money, you could get groceries, you could buy pretty much anything. Well, this concludes my video. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. I've mentioned in previous videos, if you want to see any previous Centerville Halloween parades, they're here on YouTube. You do have to type in the year for every single video. I know I have went back and looked them up myself. Not a lot goes on in this town. It's nothing here. I really can't imagine why all these cars are here. But we have the bar and grill. When I was growing up, you couldn't buy beer in the city limits. You couldn't buy beer on Sundays. Everybody had to go to Dixon County, Murray County, Nashville. I about had a heart attack 10 years ago when we finally got a liquor store. Now we have 2. And but then when we had the bar on the square, when the bar on the square opened 2 years ago, I was in mortal shock. I swear, when I went in and had a beer or drink, I still expected to be arrested when I walked out the door. Everybody expected the police to sit down the street waiting for people to pull out to harass people. But it didn't happen. I really wasn't shocked. Wow, this one's a fortune teller. Here's a construction worker, looks like. Yes, I said it concluded my video, but I did want to make sure that I got all of them. Looks like there's one down here I didn't get. Downtown Centerville's all decked out for Halloween parade. Halloween parade's always the last Saturday night before Halloween. This year, it's going to be a week early due to Halloween being on a Friday night. So the stores will still, the ones that are open and have merchants in them, will still be open on Halloween night. The square will be open for trick-or-treat night. All the houses around town participate. When I was a child, this is where I came to trick-or-treat because it was easy to park on the square and just walk down a couple of streets and you'd have a bucket full of candy in 30 minutes and be ready to go back home. But it wasn't about the candy to me as much as it was the houses. I love to see the people's decorations and the tricked out houses. And some of the people when I was a child would even do a little haunted house on their carport. And you'd walk through the little haunted house. So growing up in this town, it's been Halloween themed my whole life. They didn't start the parade until, I want to say, about 15, 16 years ago maybe. Don't quote me on that. But it has been a while. And in the beginning, it wasn't very big. Now it's actually bigger than any other parade in town. It's bigger than the Christmas parade. As far as the turnout and the floats, it takes us over an hour to go through it. We spend $300 or $400 on candy every year between me and my daughter because there's literally millions of kids on this square. And we make a big circle there where the white cars go when we come out and go back up the hill and come out over here at the Justice Center in the new courthouse. One big circle. But it is full. It's hard to get out. They have to block the street off. That is the main highway there, right there, Highway 100. So they have to block the streets off. So when it's over, everybody's trying to leave. It takes a minute. I'm lucky I can take a back road off the back hill behind the church and get back to the house pretty quick, not have a big wait. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Love and light. Namaste. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends.